What's up?
We're fucking live.
It's lit.
Lit for your pod.
Another one.
A charity podcast brought to you by Let Freedom Inc.
So,
as usual, we will start off with
the events.
A lot of stuff going on, specifically from New England Adventure. I'm in the middle of construction for the new shop, so we are still riding on one date. I will be releasing another one soon. That is on August 27th. There will be one open end of the month. Tattoos are full, but any veterans who'd like to show up, come eat some food, hang out, play some yard games, have a good time. You're more than welcome. Bobby's got the Let Freedom, NewEnglandAdventure.com/events up.
All right, so on August 27th, Saturday, we have the Quabbin Reservoir fishing trip.
Ooh.
Giant trout, landlocked salmon, in the renowned Quabbin. I've been there before. It's very nice. It's huge.
Yeah, Quabbin Reservoir, I've been there too. Very, very nice. Used to play football right across the street when I was a kid.
So, fun fact is because I'm from Athol, so
yeah.
Quabbin's right up there.
Right.
In that area. The one thing they like to talk about is Quabbin was a town, and then the government took over part of that town through eminent domain, flooded it, and that's why, if you go to the Quabbin and you go down far enough, you can see houses down there.
Yeah, there's a whole
town
underneath there. Yeah, I have seen that on a documentary or two actually, and I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
And then September, we got two events on the 17th and on the 22nd. Saturday the 17th is 2022 Disabled Veteran Maine Moose Hunt. If you like guns.
Oh, yeah. That
if you like hunting.
Yeah, you have to be 50% disabled or more. If you guys want to message the page or apply on the events page, they'll get back to you. They're usually a short time.
And then on Thursday, September 22nd, we have the 2022 fly fishing weekend with rifles and rods. So, multiple things to do. And
awesome.
New England Adventures are stand-up guys. They've been on the pod, though we don't have archive of it. We do, technically we do, and we'll have them on eventually.
The sound wasn't the best, so they deserve better than that.
Yeah, now we're high-tech, and now we're going to have them on. We're going to have them live. You can talk to them. We're going to talk to them. It's going to be fantastic.
As per usual. Just a pleasure to have those guys around, really.
Yeah, they're the best.
But that November. November?
Yeah, there's some in October and then the one in November.
What do we get in October?
October is the New York archery deer hunt. I know archery, I'm pretty decent at it. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm a little rusty. But it's fun.
That's their creme de la creme. They love doing that shit.
Compound bow versus recurve.
Yeah.
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 John Oliver Memorial Pheasant Hunt. That's going to be on October 7th. It's the next day after the first event on the 6th. And then in November, on the 30th, is the 6th annual deer camp.
6th annual deer camp. And you know what's really special about this deer camp in particular, Bobby?
No, tell me about it.
Let Freedom Inc., your boy, is going to be there cooking for all the vets. It's my only purpose, just to be there, chefing it up, having a good time, making those memories.
And that's the best part of this, is when we pool our resources and,
Yeah, community.
It's a community.
It's going to be a goddamn memory factory out there.
Exactly. And that's what we aim to strive for. All right. So,
what else we got, Bobby?
Do you want to review the vet product of the week?
Oh, vet.
Working title. We're gonna come up with something catchy.
Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna call it yet, but every week, Texas hot stuff. He kind of inspired us with the last one. He got us going, so I was like, you know what, really gasses me up, gassing vets up. So we're gonna get another product. I got it right here. We're gonna pull it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna peep this thing. Well, yeah,
it's still in the box.
It's really just like it's called Wild Bill's. I think it's like what is it called? Wild Bill's. Just Wild Bill's soda, I think.
Wild Bill's
But
soda.
these guys make 100% cane sugar soda. It's called the Untamed Pack. It says, "Whoa there, partner. You sure you're ready for this? You're not just about to grab a drink. You're heading off on a taste bud dazzling journey into the world of flavor with yours truly, the one and only Wild Bill, as your guide.
Wild Bill's soda.
Whichever carefully concocted, authentic craft beverages is waiting for you inside this box. Once you open it, there's no turning back. You'll be swimming in a sea of nostalgia, relaxing into the memories of simpler times, and rejoicing in an experience that lasts. It might be days before you're back. Here's a simple saying to help you on your way. Snap, pour, sip, escape. Okay, now you're ready. Carry on. Wild Bill.
Carry on.
You got some it's really good packaging, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. You got the logo right on here. See that, Wild Bill?
We're gonna have the product cam. What's the first one?
Product cam. We got the orange cream. You can line that up there and make that look good. We'll just try. There's 4 flavors. We'll try the orange cream first. Let's crack this bitch open. Wild Bill.
Wild Bill style.
Here, pour that.
Yep.
Move this over here.
Speaking of nostalgia, you ever had Baja Blast?
They fucking love a Baja Blast, dude. I think we brought up the sugar-free one too. Like for all you older fucks out there, like myself,
And myself.
who literally drink too much sugar, and you're like, I need to cut it somewhere. They make an amazing sugar-free
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast, but I'm not talking about that right now.
No, we're talking about Wild Bill's.
I'm talking about Wild Bill's
So we're-
100% natural crafted soda.
So orange cream is the first one,
Orange cream.
right?
See, cheers, Bobby.
Cheers. Oh, I like that.
The carbonation isn't too strong. You know? It's got a real soft, subtle sweetness to it. Like on the vanilla. You know what I mean?
And that's my thing is like, I'm not a big orange cream fan, but the cream part is not like overwhelming like normal.
Right. And it's like, and it's not an orange flavor and then a cream flavor. It's orange cream flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
In that specific order.
You're not separating the flavors here. This guy he just hit orange cream out the fucking park, okay?
You did. I'm not gonna lie about that.
All right. Orange cream, done.
What's next?
Next is vanilla cream. Actually, I don't want to do 2 creams in a row.
Okay. Let's break it up.
Yeah, I gotta see. Okay, root beer. I'm not a fan of root beer. So
Me
if
neither.
you win me over on this root beer,
Yeah, it's over.
you did something fucking great. All right. Not that these cans aren't presentable as hell, and like and I'm gonna say I ordered this literally. I was like 2 days ago. It was like 6 p.m. I was like, hey Bobby, should I just get another product for us to review on the thing? And Bobby was like, yeah, do that. And then I forgot about it, and I played video games and all that shit. And then I remembered at like 12 or 1 a.m. and it showed up at my house today.
On time.
That is like, I didn't know it was 2-day shipping. I expected a week because it's a smaller
because
company.
I mean, like we just came up with this idea like what Monday?
Yeah, like 2 days ago, literally.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was
Yeah.
yesterday. I don't even know. But either way,
Yeah.
it got here really fast. So shout out to Wild Bill's for fulfilling their shipping, responsibilities and all that. Good for you. So root beer.
Root beer.
Cheers.
I kind of like that. I'm not a root beer fan either. I hate root beer actually. Like I've had bad memories because of root beer.
Again, not too overwhelming. The flavor of the root beer is a subtle and it's like soft carbonation. So it's just in a root beer float.
Yes, I would have a root beer float just because of this.
If this was a root beer float, I would drink the shit out of this. Wild Bill, you just astonished me. 2 out of 4 cans is already out of the park. Wild Bill's crafted drinks. They'll get you. All right, next one.
Yep.
We got Let's try the black cherry one. Put that one up there.
Black cherry is my favorite, so I hope. Oh yeah, black cherry. So I forgot to do that for the last one.
You did. He forgot. This is the first one. Give us a break.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me just get the win frame.
Give me them cups.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Bills. Literally sprayed on my camera. That was actually a good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Sample cup guy. Can we get the rinse cups going, dude?
Stuck together. Oh, there we go.
All right. Oh, that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a soda commercial.
It's a hefty pour, is what that is.
It is. All right, so black cherry.
Black cherry. Cheers. Ooh, that's my new favorite. You know what this reminds me of? In the thing it said nostalgia. The black cherry or the wild cherry Capri Suns.
Honestly, yeah, carbonated.
But in soda form. Oof.
To be honest, let's drink another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just fill it up. Let's just make sure that it's as good as we think it is. Because honestly, it's like Luden's cough drops, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you guys, but I used to eat those like were candy. My mom would be like, "Hey, don't eat those like that." I'd be like, "Mom, what do you know?" You know.
So what I'm about to say is it's a line from an old Simpsons episode, and it's like there's a party in my mouth, and everyone's invited.
Literally, dude. This shit is amazing, and I'm like really glad that I waited because I always go for cherry flavors. Like I love Mountain Dew, but to be honest though, this is better than Mountain Dew.
Yeah, if I had this, I'd throw Mountain Dew out.
It's just like again a soft flavor, well blended.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the bubbles aren't hard. I can't express that enough because the seltzers,
yeah,
the bubbles are too hard.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what is up going on? Right
and that's
now?
the thing too is like when it comes to cherry flavored anything, you float the line of like something good and Robitussin.
Right, exactly. You can't be too medicinal.
Mm-mm.
You know,
this is just right.
Yeah. So, all right, one more.
Last one.
We got vanilla cream.
Vanilla cream.
Place it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Wild Bill's vanilla cream. They do have like seasonal flavors too. I saw one where it was bomb pop.
Oh, like the red, white, and blue.
Yeah. And I was hoping it would come in this Untamed pack, but I guess you have to be even more Untamed to get that bomb pop.
Yeah, we plan to get there eventually.
Yeah, no, I'm literally going on there and I'm ordering that shit if they have it. They got ginger ale.
Oh, ginger ale is always a favorite.
For this, what did I pay? I don't even remember what I paid, but it was fucking worth it because this shit's delicious.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Not too bad. It has more of that cream flavor.
It's definitely more cream than vanilla, but I'm going to say this. It's hard to follow that cherry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No matter what we popped out, I would have been like, that cherry, though. You know?
I will admit, though, the base. I think the reason why we like this is the base to all of them.
The soft bubbles.
It's like, it's just right, and then you just add just, like, enough flavoring to just, like...
It's just some real quality shit going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And my boy Wild Bill is just going to take you on a fucking... What do you call it? Kind of craft... Blah, 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 blah. Swimming in a sea of nostalgia, relaxing into memories of simpler times. All I can think of is simpler times right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that shit. Thank you, Wild Bill. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, you're really kicking ass, dude.
Cheers.
Oh, a veteran-owned company. Go to Wild Bill's Beverages, I think. WildBillsCraftBeverages.com, I think. But either way, just Google it. Guy's fucking...
Yeah, I'll Google it. So,
Oh, wait, it says right here. DrinkWildBills.com. It's right on the can. This guy... See, again, this guy's just on his shit right now. You know? Wild Bill doing his thing. It's sick because like the bottom of the can is like the ground, and then it's got like just Wild Bill and a horse down there. You know, like come on, guys.
Dang, he even has like a.
Is that the Marlboro Man? No, it's fucking Wild Bill. All right.
Wild Bills.
Wild Bill.
And he has all these flavors, so don't forget to check him out. He knows what he's doing.
He does.
I'm probably gonna buy like a crap ton of the the wild cherry. That's like my favorite right now.
Literally, dude. I want to try that bomb pop really bad.
Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. So we got birch. So let's go through some of these flavors. We got root beer, mojito soda, birch beer, rocket pop. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I need some rocket pop in my life. Can we order that right now?
Yeah, I can order it right now.
Click on it.
$30. That's a cart.
Oh man. Take my fucking money.
We'll finish this off stream just in case.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want that info.
Yeah, we don't want
floating in the air over there.
What do they call that? You said it to me in a text the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what you said though. Do you really need my driver's license, or as you were trying to do? Oh,
Steal
identity theft.
Really need my driver's license? Or you just trying to steal my identity, Bobby? Because I had to warn you if you were. It's not. You don't really want to be me that bad. You know? My job's sweet, but I got a lot of shit on my plate.
True. I think with I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna say something about economy, but no, we're not gonna go there.
We're not going.
You know what we're gonna talk about right now?
What?
We're gonna talk about Granite Roots in Troy, New Hampshire.
Oh, another veteran-owned company that I've literally heard nothing but good things about. I've tried beers from there myself. We're gonna get more beers for the next week. And that's gonna be our product review of the week. They got like different ones every day. They got domes, fucking like those clear bubble domes for you to go eat in, and they sell beer out of the front, growlers and
The
tall
igloo
boys.
things. Those are cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like one of my clients, he literally swears by that place a million times. He's brought him. I just figured I'd mention it, or we figured we'd mention them because they're going to be on next week. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll get a brewer in here. Maybe, possibly.
Ooh,
make a call.
Talk about them hops.
Talk about the science of brewing goodness. You know, I wish Wild Bill was from down the street because
it would make things easier.
That guy deserves some barbecue.
He's going to be up. The wild cherry is going to be up for the rest of the podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, seriously. That's fucking delicious shit.
Let me see if I can get a zoom in.
It's just untamed flavor. Yeah, angle that down. We're just like wild Bills.
There we go. It's a
Wild
sexy shot.
Bills. We'll drink it. I don't know. No, I mean it's hard to talk like that after you do a hot food. You know.
Yeah.
16 million Scovilles.
And that's the funny thing too. Is like, so I can't eat hot Cheetos now the same, because I'm just like, oh, this is quaint.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
after those 16 million Scovilles. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, right? It's like there's heat and then there's flavor. And everything that we've been experiencing for a majority of our lives is just flavor.
Well, I mean, so even in that video, it said like one pickle was equal to 16 ghost peppers. And I was afraid of ghost peppers.
Yep, that's what we do on Live for Your Pod. We just, break down barriers, redefine ourselves as men, eating 16 million Scovilles for fun,
Is there anything else we want to talk about on Granville?
Oh, Granite Roots.
Granite Roots, sorry.
They're in Troy. Right on...
literally right down the street from us.
Yeah, Route 12, I think, right? That's Route 12? Or is it 19?
I think it's 12.
I don't know. It's in Troy.
It's in Troy.
Look it up, Granite Roots. Great food, great booze, and from what I hear, great, staff and such. Like, it's a comfortable place to be.
It feels like home.
Granite Roots feels like home. If we just keep holding these, we might be able to bag some. We should just make commercials for everybody. I said that last time.
Oh, do you remember? Did you ever watch Dave Portnoy? You need to do the pizza reviews.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
One bite, everyone knows the rules.
I like the one with that. He had a $2,000 pizza.
What?
And it had gold on it. And he literally took 3 bites and he literally spiked it in the trash. $2,000 large pizza. That's fucked. It's fucking
fucked. I can see why he spiked it in the trash if it wasn't you know what I mean? Like he once reviewed a hole in the wall in New Jersey, and he never goes above a 7-8. He gave this place a 9.
Honestly, if you went to New Haven, Connecticut, I hear that the best pizza in our country is in New Haven, Connecticut.
Really? That's like our backyard.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If we take a 3-hour drive, let's just go review some pizza. Let's just go review everything better than everybody else.
All right.
In the name of vets.
In the name of vets.
Let Freedom Inc. We'll review your shit.
So you want to speak? You want to talk about ethics?
Oh shit, yeah. Our topic is going to be Westworld ethics. If you haven't seen it, Westworld, it's on up to season 3, right?
No, season 4.
Season 4.
I've been watching season 4, and it's just like.
Yeah, I haven't seen season 4 yet, but I have seen a bunch of it and been frustrated in my own ways because Bobby appreciates the trials and tribulations of a story, but me, I'm like, okay. If you haven't seen Westworld, it's a fake world.
Wait.
Lay it out, Bobby.
No. I'll let you say it, but we have to say this for people who haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. Continue.
Spoiler alert. Okay. Excuse me. Still good regardless.
Still good.
Great cast, like a bunch of fucking big names and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so starts off, dude's on a train. He's fucking going into this fucking weird fucking cyber fucking island place, whatever, like big technology place, whatever. Guy goes in, they sign up and they basically become cowboys. This place provides experiences of authentic like
Wild West, California, during the gold rush.
Yeah, fucking. Later they reveal the fucking samurai.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
thing.
samurai world.
So there's a bunch of different worlds in this place, right? And the fucking robots turn into AI because
you didn't go. So the whole point of going to Westworld is it's full of like robots. So I just need to say that because you kind of like.
Right. No, you're right. I'm skipping ahead because I'm like getting frustrated
this is
already
a good show.
about
It's
the
like,
thing.
Yeah.
But okay, so it starts off. Everybody goes there to like act like cowboys, commit murder, do other activities that are illegal, whatever, and just generally being bad people, or they can be good people and be the positive part of a storyline. It's up to them, kind of deals, right? So when people are going there, the idea is that they're living to 100% of themselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like they're not holding anything back. They're just doing what they want because nobody's watching. They're paying for this experience, right?
Every crevice of their personality can now be explored,
right?
Without social constructs,
judgment, anything.
Just do whatever you want because you can. And think of like you're going to Disneyland, and that's what it's like for them. It's like they're going to a theme park.
It's Disneyland for adults when they want to murder, Yeah. For real. All right, so basically shit happens, and then all of a sudden the fucking robots start learning shit, right? So they like in the midst of them learning shit and like all these fucking storylines that are intersecting and all this bullshit, there's a fucking giant the owner leaves a fucking puzzle, and then this fucking guy realizes that the fucking robots are starting to see shit, and then he looks into this puzzle, and he's like a repeat customer. He's like a billionaire or whatever the hell you are in the future, and he basically fucking goes on this journey and like honestly I don't even know like what absolutely like happens, but the fucking robots, like if robots are taking over the world, right? Let me just start here. If robots were taking over the world and they realized they had AI and they were like, fuck, we're going to start killing these humans, which these did at the end of season 1, right? We're at season 3. I haven't watched the whole thing. And this fucking guy, I mean, these guys still haven't figured it out. These robots still haven't figured it out. Why are they not taking over the Earth?
All right, so now this is where you pass the torch to me.
And I'm passing the torch to Bobby. He knows way more about this topic than I do. So,
because like I sat and I pondered it. I tried to. I mean, all right. So most of the time when I watch the show, I watch when I'm drunk. But there was a few times when I watched it sober, so I could actually absorb the plot, all the stuff that's going on, and this is what I've come to the conclusion of. Right. So we got the main character Bill. him and his brother. His brother.
Wait, Wild Bill?
Wild Bill.
Wild Bill's crafted beverages.
Get the cherry one. Actually, I want to try the bomb pop, but then I also want to try the ginger ale, because you can never go wrong with ginger ale. Just saying.
My girl loves ginger ale, but that's why I'd never see the cans. That's why I'm not getting it. I'll get her some like cheaper, not as good soda.
The mojito, so you can at least have some.
I don't like mojitos either.
Me neither.
I'm not a fan. There got to be some kicking mojitos. Like, you're gonna get schwasty off the mojitos if I like.
So I know we're getting off topic, but you remember at Puerto Rico when you guys got the pina coladas?
Yeah.
I hate pina coladas.
But those were bomb.
Those were bomb.
They're fucking from like literally.
They actually took a freaking pineapple off a tree, cut off the top, shaved it off, hollowed it out.
Yep.
Poured alcohol into it.
And then gave us the extra pineapple, in which case we just poured copious amounts of alcohol into. And it was definitely a treat days later for sure.
Yeah.
But
all right, so the story.
Yep, tell me the story.
All right. So I'll give you the overview, and then
I'm more of a philosophy type dude.
Yeah, right. I'll get to the philosophy.
You know,
part,
like
yeah.
I'm not about these like once I'm not out of a story or out of a show, I'm out of the show. I'm fucking done. Stranger Things, toast. Not watching it.
Season 4 was good.
Listen, I don't care.
Okay. All right. So
I hate that kid with the lisp, lisp and all that. He's annoying. Go ahead.
He has a. I'm not gonna go there. Anyways, all right. So basically, the main story is Bill and his brother-in-law, or soon-to-be brother-in-law, want to try out this theme park that's making waves, and the brother-in-law and the father are investors.
Okay.
So they go to Westworld to just check it out. The brother-in-law's been there like 3 or 4 times because he's like a sadistic fuck. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to tell Bill, like, you need to loosen up, man. Like, you're gonna be rich once you marry my sister. You're gonna take over the company because my dad. I don't want to be a part of the company, but my dad needs someone to run it, and it's gonna be you. And so, Bill's the good guy.
Right.
They go through this whole storyline where you meet the hosts, which are the robots, and then you learn that the hosts, like NPCs in a video game, they only do the same thing over and over each day. It doesn't change, never. But the caveat is there's a thing called Arnold's Maze, and when you find out who Arnold is, Arnold was the creator of Westworld. Him and his partner.
Which is Bernard.
Robert. No, I'm getting to Bernard.
Okay.
Yeah. So Arnold and Robert created Westworld. Robert had the idea of the Wild West.
Right.
Make it into a theme park. And Arnold had the idea of, like, why don't we make robots so you can kill and you're not really killing a person. You're killing an inanimate object. And all we have to do is reprogram them and they won't remember. Well, it turns out that some of these robots were malfunctioning, and Arnold started to get this like idea, like, why are they malfunctioning? Turns out, over time, they break their loops, meaning that they become self-aware. They become, instead of a program, they become an actual artificial intelligence. And when he figured that out, he's like, oh, what could we do with this technology? It can be, endless. We can put soldiers on the field. We can have people build skyscrapers without any more deaths. And so when he realized, like, okay, so if we kill these things, they remember over a certain amount of time because they are alive. What makes them self-aware? And that's where the concept of Arnold's Maze comes up. And Arnold's Maze is a big theme through all the seasons. And in fact, I'm watching the newest season, and even though it's like kind of like an Easter egg, they brought it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be I knew the first time that that dude started searching for it, that it was gonna be a pinnacle of the whole show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the end of the show is gonna be the end of the maze. You know.
Exactly. And so then we have the Man in Black. We don't know who his name is. He just goes around. He he pillages, he kills, he does other atrocities throughout the park. But obviously, because they're robots, he doesn't feel any kind of guilt. Even though in the background, the robots are starting to become more and more self-aware.
Right.
Which is the reason why that's the reason why they didn't take over, because they didn't know yet.
But all right, so
But they
I think it was premature that at the end of season 1, they literally were in the hallways killing motherfuckers.
No, so like that's the hard part about Westworld, is because it does so many like time jumps. You don't know where you are in the story, and they do that on purpose.
But this is before there was any real time jumps, like significantly.
No, there was, because they showed a lot of the past.
But I'm saying, like, either way, they were showing the past. And then the most recent thing at that point was them murdering humans. And at that point,
because they weren't allowed to.
How does the show keep going? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does the park keep going? I mean, how do they? You know what I mean?
So like, then you jump to season 2, and it's more in the real world. So like, they go back to the park, but like, so in season 2, you get to see other parts of the park. So you have Shogun World, which is like, if you're Japanese and you love that culture, or if you're just anyone who loves like Shogun culture, you can go back to Shogun era Japan and be a samurai and do all that stuff. Instead of having guns, you have swords and a kimono and like the freaking wooden slippers.
Clogs.
Yeah, I mean they're clogs. I guess they're kind of clogs, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Flip flops.
Right.
They're wooden flip flops, so it's like how you know you're part of like the upper echelon in that time. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then all right, and this is a fun fact. When samurai stopped being a class was when the Wild West happened.
Yeah.
Yes, technically a cowboy could have killed a samurai.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, they around the same time, the 1800s is when samurai stopped being a not political class, but a economical
What
class.
was that one with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson?
Oh, Shanghai Noon.
I loved that fucking shit.
China, though.
When I was a kid, I used to watch that all the time.
I learned
Shanghai Noon,
I learned the
Shanghai
song.
Nights.
Yeah, I learned the song when they're in the bathtub and they're doing like the.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun doing that. I can understand why like they had a whole scene.
It was just like at that time, like just the depth that it went to, like historically and stuff like that. It was just like really impressive, you know.
I feel you.
But I'm not a Jackie Chan fan. Like,
I mean, I'm 100% a Jackie Chan fan. It's just
I'm not.
What's going on? Oh, you never seen Rumble in the Bronx?
It's like, all right, so that movie's pretty tight, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like Rush Hour didn't do nothing for me.
You gotta watch it now, because now it's like some of the stuff they say in that movie in the early 2000s you can't say now. It's like literally politically incorrect.
No, I get it, but like Tropic Thunder was. I mean, like,
Yeah, true.
Tropic Thunder was a fucking gem. That's one of the best movies of all time.
So I actually saw a meme, and this will go into our next topic, but we're not gonna go there yet. We're gonna still talk about Westworld. I saw a meme of Robert Downey Jr., who's Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember in Tropic Thunder when he was black?
Cover me, limp dick fucker. Yeah, I remember.
They photoshopped that head onto Black Panther's body.
Dude.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It is, because like it would have worked, like if they just brought him over and he was smoking cigarettes and just like,
Yeah, even if it's like an alternate universe type thing.
Yeah.
By the
like
way, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, I know, right? R.I.P. That was crazy. He had cancer the whole time.
And he didn't tell. Like Marvel knew, but none of his actors, his co-actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of his co-actors knew.
Co-stars.
Co-stars, yeah. No one knew except for Marvel in general. And yeah, dude.
How would you do it?
Me?
Yeah, if you were done.
I probably wouldn't have told anyone either, because it's just it's my cross to bear. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I just want to go on my own terms.
I'd probably just bring my people to like some breathtaking place. I'd be like, yo, don't worry about it. It's all me, dude. Don't worry about it. And then everybody, when they got there, would be like looking over like this crazy, like astroplane, like fucking insane view from like where the Shaolin monks go or like whatever the fuck. Then they'd be like, by the way, guys, I'm dying. He'd be like, what? And then I'd be like, let's get wasted for one last time. And then that'd be it. I'd just like turn into dust. Just like,
I think of all the deaths in Marvel, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but the coolest death in Marvel, in my opinion, the one that like it didn't hit me, I just was like, damn, that's like a way to go. Was the way.
Can we like talk about Marvel after?
Yeah, well, let's finish up the death thing just because it's a different topic.
Finish up the death thing, I guess. But
So-
I'm going to talk about, like...
Yeah, how
Morals,
Westworld.
right?
Yeah, we'll get there. Odin in Thor, when he died in the third one, he just like, look over there, and then he just died. The sun's like, because like when you're a god, you just kind of evaporate.
Yeah.
So he had like this whole speech. He's like, I believe in both you, blah blah blah. And he's like, you see that? That's home. Look over there. And they like both looked, and he like just disappeared.
Wow.
That's like the most like stoic way. You're just like, you're not afraid. You just accept it.
That's fucking Anthony Hopkins.
That is something. Yeah, dude. Freaking Hannibal
I
Lecter.
never thought that he would ever be a part of the Marvel Universe like that. And it was sick. Like, when I saw him for the first time, I was like, holy shit, he's Odin.
And he was powerful.
Yeah, he was. And he still looked like Hannibal Lecter. With long hair. Like,
All right, so
hello, Thor.
Loki, my son.
Yeah, literally. He still looked evil as fuck.
Well, no, that was the point though, because like technically Odin, going back to Westworld ethics,
Oh, shit.
he pillaged and did atrocities, and then tried to play it off like, oh, our realm is the most regal of them all, but it's like, no, you just like slaughter a bunch of people, and because of that, you can sit comfortably on the
Yeah,
throne.
he was a fucking Viking.
Well, I mean, that was the world in general. That was the world back then.
Yeah, just killing each other.
Well, not
And-
just killing each other, but surviving. And then once you survive long enough, then you want to take more land so that way your
I don't
families
know. I
can.
feel like when politics got involved with anything, like more than conflicts in your backyard, like it's like if you're like traveling like millions of fucking days like away, or like, you know what I'm saying, like like huge trips to go conquer another place. Do you know what I mean? Like how like I don't understand how you get somebody to be like, yeah, we gotta go kill these guys, especially when they like didn't do anything to you first.
Yeah, but we don't know that. Like, we're just going. I mean,
We go off history, I understand that, and we don't know what the really fucking happened, but like the way like they say it is like, yeah, so these guys just went over here and fucking did this real quick. You know what I mean? And it's like there's no real build up to war. It's just like this war happened.
Yeah,
You know?
And
like,
they took what they could.
and then they like to name drop like honorable mention, like this guy was a part, you know, like whatever.
Well, so another weird thing to think about, right, is think about like technically back in the day there was like a million cultures, and now we're down to English, Spanish, French, which is dying, and Italian. Mm-hmm. Those were the four big powerhouses that just like took shit over.
Yep.
And that's all that's left. Like, Mexico was Mexico, but Spain took over Mexico. That's why they speak Spanish. Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico were Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, and then the Spanish took them over, and that's why they speak that language.
Yeah.
Just like we had Native Americans in America, and the English took that shit over, and now we speak English here.
Right.
So like, what really like made like the thought provoking part of this come up was I went to like England a few years back.
Yeah.
And I stayed at an Airbnb, and I asked my host, like, is it true that the French are like rude as fuck? And he's like, they're not rude. I mean, they are rude, but they're not rude. It's just that their language is dying and no one wants to speak it. So if you say like even like thank you, they'll be nice as shit to you. And the only thing I knew how to say was yes, oui oui. And I forget how you say thank you. What's merci, right? Dude, I had no problems in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like I went to this place, I got a steak. They were like super nice to me. They like slathered it with all kinds of like gravy and stuff.
I bet you they slathered it with gravy, all right.
Hey.
He's like fucking American.
No, but to be honest though, like when they say like the food in France is like bomb.
No, I believe that. I think everywhere has their own bomb food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even like to other countries, they come eat our shitty Americanized Chinese food. They're like, yo, this is fucking banging right now. You know, like just like we do our Baconator. You know, side of Baconator fries because we need that.
Oh, I haven't had a Baconator for a while.
I had one the other day after I went to Rob Zombie last weekend.
Oh, you did?
I did. It was fucking pretty dope, and I just like I feel like we used to go to get lawn seats when we were kids all the time.
Yeah, because like it's $20 and you can get as far up as the stage.
Right. So I went and I was like, why would you buy seats up front, like, and all this shit? Even though I do that now, because I just like want a better seat. I realized because I'm fucking blind from that far away, bro. I literally was up there and I was like, what's going on down there? And then they get to like this screen right above and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, living dead girl. Shawty get super smashed. It was fucking hilarious. She was dancing and like it was just.
Sade knows how to party.
She does. She definitely isn't afraid. That's for sure. And she was talking shit too. She's great at that.
All right, so Westworld ethics.
Oh yeah, back to that.
The whole point of the show is eventually you kind of come to the realization that they want to like clone people, so that way the rich could live forever, essentially.
Right, and like, but that you don't know that till later.
No, but.
So you're sitting there just being like, this is an amusement park gone bad.
Yeah.
But then it's really like deeper.
Yeah, the experiment is going right, and the experiment is. If you're going to clone people, you can't have 15% of one's personality because, like, think about it. You go to work. Do you wear a suit and tie? Most likely. Do you pull back your punches when you drop F-bombs and cunts and blah, blah, blah? Hell yeah, because you try to look professional.
Right.
But what's the one place you can go where you can be 100% of your personality, the dark side, the light side?
Westworld.
The gray areas.
Westworld.
And so Westworld wasn't about going and letting out your pent-up aggression. It's how do we capture the human soul in its 100% capacity. And if you can do that, then you can technically clone people so the rich could live forever and the people who are poor, who could afford to barely go to the park, have their Disney vacation, but they don't understand what you're really paying for. Fidelity. You could live forever. That's why Westworld's a fucking smart show. It's smart. It's entertaining. You can fuck the robots if you want to. It's. They're not really robots. They're like they figured out how to like create living tissue. But the brain is the mechanical part.
That was good.
Told you. It's Wild Cherry.
Yeah.
Wild Bill's Soda.
Wild Bill's Craft Beverage Company.
So yeah, that's why I like that show. And then 4th season, when you asked me like why didn't they take over the world? Marvel. We're gonna talk about Marvel now.
Exactly. We're moving on because there's no reason why they didn't. They're just dragging it out in front of our faces. And that's it. Because if AI happens and they get a personality, it's over. You know what I mean? We like literally like. I mean.
Well, think of it this way. We just talked about it earlier.
What?
For no reason, we went and conquered the world.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't robots do the same thing?
Why wouldn't robots kick our ass because they're just the more dominant thing? That like wouldn't do that. Like I don't
the best line in the show is when fucking Dolores goes, pain at 10%.
Yeah.
And she's taking bullets to the chest. It's like it's over, dude.
Yep, for real. Yep. But all right.
So Doctor Strange you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, dude. That new Doctor Strange flick.
Alright, so I'm not gonna promote use of substances, but I will say you watched that on a substance, like the first one?
Yeah, well, like years ago when it first came out. Yeah.
I mean, like, you know me, I'm very, like, vanilla when it comes to that stuff, so I just, like, I had a little smoke.
Yep.
And, dude, watching that, like, I used to do that, like, on a daily basis, would just and then
Yeah.
watch that one scene when she like puts him out of his body.
That scene like has nothing on what goes on in this next one.
No, true. But
the next one, it's literally just like dimensions and dimensions of fucking
yeah.
crazy shit. And then like he's like trying to go find himself, which typically in movies they'd be like, whatever you do, don't go near yourself. You know what I mean?
And he does it.
And he goes directly to him and asks him like to help him, like because he's got to believe himself, and like some of himself are assholes, and some of them are like deceiving. Sometimes he's dead. Like it's literally insane. But like I don't want to ruin the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, it's still kind of new, but it's on Disney Plus. We're not promoting them, but if you're curious, you can watch it there.
Yeah, definitely go watch it. Doctor Strange, holy shit.
Doctor Strange and just the multiverse, like the idea of the multiverse.
Which Spider-Man had the multiverse in it?
Oh, No Way Home, the newest one.
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, that of all the Marvel movies that have ever come into existence, that is the best movie they've ever made. Because one, it's the most comic book accurate. I'm not saying like comic book accurate as in like a pain for pain follows a Spider-Man storyline. It's more the fact that like we get Spider-Man, he's kind of scared because he's a kid, but he also has this amazing power, so he's super strong. But then he's also put into this weird circumstance, and he has to figure it out, and he delivers.
Yeah.
But then you get to the end of the movie, and then there's the twist, and the twist is what sets up Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness.
Exactly, he mentions him in like the first 10-15 minutes of the movie. Yeah.
Because he thinks that Spider-Man broke reality, or him and Spider-Man broke reality, but reality was already broken. And if you have Disney Plus, you can watch Loki.
And because Loki broke it?
Loki and his variant, which is a female version of himself.
Wow.
You want to talk about multiverses? Loki's mostly about like they have this thing called the time variance, and they fix like certain things broken in time.
Yeah.
So like, so we were talking about the Mandela effect last week, right? Or 2 weeks ago, right? Maybe the Mandela effect was we thought like history went one way, but then something happened in time and someone fixed it, and that's why we have these fractured memories where you remember Shazam the movie. I remember Shazam the movie too, but it was never a movie. In fact,
motherfucker, it was. I don't care how much. Somebody paid somebody.
Kazam was a movie. I've seen Kazam.
Yeah, shout out to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, and
He's always around Fitchburg
Shaquille
area.
O'Neal and McDonald's for sponsoring that movie because they had fucking reigning Big Macs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing.
But honestly, we know that fucking what's his name was in it. What's that other guy's name?
Sinbad.
Sinbad. I know that guy was in that movie.
So like I have a like because like I don't have a photographic memory, but I have a very like vivid memory, which means that I can like relive it if I want to. And I like swear to God, I have this memory when, so like in California where I used to live, we used to pass by this movie theater and we knew what movies were coming out because they'd have the posters up. I distinctly remember walking past a poster and it was Shazam and Kazam right next to each other, and I was like, I'm not sure about that movie, but I definitely want to see that movie. And we didn't see either, and the only reason why I saw Kazam was because I was feeling sick from school. My dad rented it for me from Blockbuster.
Nice.
Shout out to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And I watched it. Sick. So that's the only reason why I remember seeing Kazam. Shazam, which I'm 100% remember seeing both posters next to each other. Never saw it. So I can't now say that it was a movie that existed, or I don't know, because now I'm confused. Mandela effect.
Sinbad said he was smoking crack and he doesn't remember if he filmed on an entire movie.
Well, I'll say so. Yeah, there's that too.
Did you say that?
He did say that. I did say that.
That he was crack addicted and shit?
He was back in the day.
That's insane.
And so going back to Loki is basically a show where because he dies in
The new one.
One of the Avengers. I think it's
no. Loki dies in. Oh wait.
Yeah, he dies in every Thor movie. Spoiler alert, but it was a fake every time. But in the beginning of Endgame, not Endgame, Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, he actually does die. He gets killed by Thanos, snaps his neck.
Oh, okay.
And so he's dead. But when they go back in time in Avengers Endgame, they change a timeline where he accidentally gets free, and that's where Loki starts. Is he's a variant now because he broke his timeline. And the whole show is about him fixing the timeline with all these other variants, but they're actually chasing variants of himself because they're the ones that break the timeline. And it's one specific one, this one dangerous one, who is a female version of himself. It gets interesting. And then you get the full idea of the multiverse, that it's not just time. Time, I think the way they explain it in Avengers Endgame is... the rules that, like the Back to the Future rules, where you go back in time and it changes your future, how does that make sense if you've already lived that present time? And if you go back in time, now your what you consider the present is now your future, because you're going back. So how does that make any sense? And so the only way that they could explain it is anytime you make a deviation in time, it creates a new reality.
Yeah.
A new multiverse.
Right.
And so the whole point of Loki is they're not fixing time, they're fixing different portions of the main timeline because they can't do anything about the splitting of the different realities. So they cut it off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But the hard part is finding that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, the main time. Well, they call it the sacred timeline in the show, which is like the main continuity that goes, no matter what, like, it just goes in a circle. So you live and you die and you just relive it again. And that's how time has always been. It's always been a circle. So technically you don't die when you die. You just relive your same life and you can make maybe better choices. But in the end, I'm not going to explain what happens, but whatever happens makes it so the sacred timeline is no longer the main timeline. They break it, and all these other timelines start to happen at the same time. Quote unquote, the multiverse. And that's what Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is. He thinks he did it, but it was actually Loki and his variant who broke the sacred timeline and made it so that all these different branches in reality all now happening at the same exact time. And because they're happening at the same exact time, reality is fragile, like super fragile. So to do a simple thing like a memory spell from Spider-Man broke all of reality, and that's what.
What I can't do, my brain just doesn't work like that. I can't bring all the knowledge from all these movies together.
So for me, it's like this. Like, even though I watch these movies, I can literally imagine a whole life where I've done those things. So the only way I can comprehend it is if I sit there and I think about what my life would have been like in these things. And dude, like, it's literally like blown my mind to the point where I'm just like, there's no point in thinking about this shit, because one, it's not real. Two, if it was real, I would just be so like.
You think there's no other dimensions? I'm gonna tell you this right now, Bobby. They're not. That CERN machine isn't for whistling Dixie, buddy.
No. So okay. All right. I'll put it this way. No, I don't believe that there's different dimensions or multiverses, only because if it was possible, we would have figured it out by now. However, that not being said, the CERN machine, in my opinion, I think the CERN machine is an experiment to see if something called dark matter exists. And if dark matter does exist, we have technically an unlimited energy supply to do anything we want. So maybe, technically, yeah, maybe there is a multiverse, but we cannot tap into it because we're so primitive as a culture, as a species, that it's just not possible for us. However, if we do figure out how to create dark matter, then at that point we have an unlimited energy to figure out all the things that we could never figure out before, can balance out all the equations that didn't make sense to us before, so on and so forth. So let's just put it this way: with the amount of information we have right now, no, I don't believe so. And I gotta use the bathroom.
You know what? All I have to say is, I think there's other dimensions. There has to be other, like, even if it's not versions of ourselves, it's like other dimensions. You know what I mean? Like other species, other. You know what I mean?
No, we're good. So I'll say this. Before I use the restroom and grab more sodas. Is there a possibility? Yes. Are we able to tap in those possibilities at the moment? I'm not 100% sure yet.
Right. So, yeah, I don't really understand how people don't think, like, if somebody thought of something, right? Just a little side thought, something I think about all the time. Somebody was like creating an idea. It's got to be based off some sort of truth, I feel like, you know? Like, you can think of something that's like completely asinine and that's ridiculous, whatever. But when it comes to like something that's as reoccurring as dimensions or aliens or anything, it has to be based off of like an account, you know what I mean? Not just somebody like saying that, like, especially if there's like different things in different continents and stuff that they found. You know, it's got to be like, if it's more than one and there's something like it in multiple religions and shit, that shit's true. You know? Huh? Oh, you're going to try to fix that problem way later?
I didn't see it.
Way late.
It's all good. I mean, I didn't get anything important, but...
Stupid late.
At best, it's going to be a little sticky.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so what were we saying?
I was talking about dimensions, and if dimensions are anything like UFOs, fucking mermaids, whatever, if it exists in two different type of religions in two different countries from two different times, that should exist. And if aliens exist, then interdimensional beings definitely do, because if we didn't figure it out, they fucking did. All right?
Well, so here's something I've been pondering, right? Let's say you're right. Let's say these things do exist, and like, what if what we've called them traditionally, vampires, mermaids, what if that's just like primitive being slang for what, like you said, an intergalactic being or an interdimensional being?
Right.
But we've called them vampires, and
Like,
it's like,
what if Bigfoot was an alien?
an alien or something from a different dimension that just crossed over. Like, what if he's from like a dimension that's it's just all people who are over 6 foot tall and hairy, and he does speak English, because they like same things. Like, let's say instead of
Did you say that Bigfoot speaks English?
probably does. I mean, we don't know.
I don't know. I think Bigfoot speaks Bigfoot. That's just me.
Well, no, like, so like in a different dimension, right? And he just figured out how to cross over into this one. What if it was like a dimension where apes killed off the Homo sapiens, and because the apes were hairy, that's why Bigfoot's hairy, and that evolution was the apes became.
You're saying Planet of the Apes right now?
Technically, yeah, but I'm speaking with like Bigfoot.
I thought those were solid movies, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely solid movies.
But
especially the originals. I'm not sure if you guys seen the originals, but Charlton Heston back in the day.
Oh yeah, those were okay. I feel like they didn't get across.
No, well, no, it's just the filmmaking back in the 70s were more or less like tell the story, but tell it like slow as shit.
I love in Jay and Silent Bob when they flash back to like them being a part of the Planet of the Apes, and he's like, "No damn you stand dirty apes." That's fucking awesome, dude. And they're like taking like their brains out.
Oh, speaking of multiverse, dude, that's another movie. They did it before, like the original Planet of the Apes. So you get you get through the whole movie. Basically, this astronaut goes into outer space. He crash lands on what he thinks is a different world, full of apes. That's why That's why they call it the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
But what happened is he went around the sun and it slingshotted him so fast. He went so fast into the future, and at the end of the movie, you see the Empire, the Statue of Liberty, underwater, in the sand, and he figures it out. It's like, I went into the future, and we killed ourselves with a nuke, and because of that, the apes took over, became hyper intelligent, and took over the world. That's a good story, and they made that in the 70s. No wonder we get like the Doctor Stranges and the Ant-Man, which we're gonna talk about next.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man. We can like just skip to that honestly, cause the last Ant-Man and Wasp, like that one, the second one.
I mean, it was good, but
What?
I mean the Baskin Robbins jokes from the first movie.
Sorry.
The Baskin Robbins jokes from the first movie, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're funny. I actually saw one that came up on Instagram the other day. And it's like a dude who like comes in. He's like, I'll have a tuna melt. He's like, this is Baskin Robbins. We sell ice cream. It's like, okay. I'll have something hot and fresh. He's like, it's Baskin Robbins, dude. Ice cream.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he like finally like curses the dude out and he gets fired because of that. And then that starts the story. But like, I don't know. I find like stupid humor like that like funny. Just like oblivious people, because we run into them every day.
It's true. It's true. They're everywhere.
So what was it? So you were gonna say about Ant-Man 2?
Ant-Man 2. I'm just saying both of them. I don't even remember much of them, either of them, because I watch all the movies at like late at night and shit when I can't sleep. So it's like, I think that they were both quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I watched it again, like, another day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So it was like they were definitely fucking quality flicks. Like, just as good as Spider-Man or any of those other ones, you know? Like, we worked with the first one. Do you think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was, like, worth a damn?
Okay, so unpopular opinion, right? All right, so like me and when I first met my girlfriend, I asked her, "What's your favorite Spider-Man?"
She said Tobey Maguire.
She said Tobey Maguire.
Get rid of her, Bobby.
Nah, dude, because she makes sense because it's the first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It was at least the first movie was done well. So you have to give it props because it was the first one.
Honestly, it was like one of the biggest things that's ever happened in movies, though.
Yeah, it was, and that's why. That's
dude, my like Christian side of the family literally got together, and we went to the movies together. We never did shit together, but my uncle was like, "We need to see Spider-Man. This is it."
And it was comic book accurate. It had like all the elements. I mean, there was a little bit of liberties, but not that much that like made you like, because like that was the one thing about superhero movies that everyone hated. Up until that first Spider-Man, like they changed stupid stuff. Like in Batman, no one knows who the Joker is. He's just a crazy
Enigma.
person. Yeah, who just does stuff. But they changed it in the first Batman where he was the same guy that killed his parents, and they tied it that way. Cool twist, but never happened.
Never happened, not once.
I'm not sure about Superman. Phantom was weird. There was all kinds of like bad.
Punisher was well done.
Yeah, Punisher. Both of them were done pretty decent.
Yeah. Warzone was, I don't know, it was a lot more speedy, I feel like.
Yeah. But then Spider-Man came along and they held up like they even came out like if you bought the box set of the movie, they came out with the first original comic book to show that it was almost a panel for panel remake.
Word.
With a little like small things changed here and there.
That's pretty dope that they did that. Like, fact check me, bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that literally paved the way to what we have as Marvel now. So going back to Spider-Man, I think, and everyone who knows the different actors is definitely going to disagree with me, but I do like Tom Holland because, in my opinion, Tobey Maguire was the perfect Peter Parker, but he was an iffy Spider-Man because the banter wasn't there, where it's like you can like insult the villain in a funny way and then just continue fighting on. He was quiet the whole time. Then there was Andrew Garfield, who was the perfect Spider-Man with like the perfect like puns and fighting banter. But I think he was too pretty to be a geek. And then you have Tom Holland, who's just like, he's invisible. So he's like that geek, not like the, oh, I'm super smart. Just like so normal that no one saw him. Yeah. So that you can play off that part. But then because he watched all those like Star Wars and blah blah, he had the banter. And so like when you see him in Captain America Civil War, and he's just like, oh, is that cool arm, man? Like, you know, when he's like fighting the Winter Soldier, it's like, is that really is that an arm made out of metal? Cool fighting banter.
Yeah.
And so to me, I think that Tom Holland is more the Spider-Man that we know in the comics, though they change his backstory just a little bit.
Right.
I can forgive that if we get a comic book accurate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And after the newest movie, No Way Home, we do have that. He's now alone in New York City. He has no one to his name, fighting crime.
Word.
Yeah. And once you watch it, dude, you understand what I'm saying. It's kind of sad.
I need to watch it because honestly, I liked him in Civil War and all the other stuff that he was in. He was in a couple of them.
Yeah, Civil War, both the newest Avenger movies, and then he has 2 of his own movies.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So he's been in like 5 movies, and he's also what was that? What was that? That game with Tim Drake? Not Tim Drake. I forget the name. It was a PlayStation game, and they made it into a movie, and it has Mark Wahlberg in it with him.
Oh, fucking Max Payne.
No, not Max Payne.
No?
No, let me see. Tom Holland. I can pull up his like movie history. He was in. They did an Uncharted movie.
Oh, it just came out.
Yeah. Like literally like this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
It wasn't bad. It gave me.
Mark Wahlberg was the Uncharted guy.
Yeah. No. So Tom Holland was the Uncharted guy, but Mark Wahlberg played like Vinny, I think his name is. Not Vinny. Victor Sullivan.
Victor Sullivan.
And so yeah, it was a good movie. It reminded me of Indiana Jones, where it was like that adventure, like adventure type, like a mixture of Indiana Jones meets Pirates of the Caribbean.
Word.
And so it was just a fun movie. Like you didn't even really have to care that I mean, it was a decent story. Don't get me wrong, but it was just like it was entertaining. So I didn't really care if the story sucked or not.
Right.
Which it didn't. It was pretty decent, but.
Word. Did you play the game?
I have the game. I got like a little bit into it, but some of those games
are slow and repetitive.
Yeah, it's like those like grinding games. Like really, no pun intended, grind my gears.
Like Far Cry.
Like Far Cry. Like you love Far Cry, and you wanted me to play like online with you, but I'm just like I saw you play it. I was just like, I'm exhausted watching you play.
It's the same,
this.
but it's about like the efficiency of beating it. It's like
yeah, no, I get that.
The
much.
timing and the communication.
But see, this is why I play a lot of multiplayer games or online multiplayer games, because like if I can figure out the pattern, I get bored like real quick. Right. But if I play online, I'm playing a bunch of other people who can be amazing in one map and then suck on another map, and it's like I'm playing like even though I'm playing the same maps over and over, because I'm playing like people who are good and bad in different situations, it's a different game for me every time because of that. Like I mean the only game that I will give it up to, 2 games actually. Batman Arkham City, phenomenal game.
I just started playing Arkham Knight.
Oh, dude.
Is that first or second?
Arkham Knight is the last. It's the 4th.
Oh, damn. I started backwards then.
It doesn't matter because I started on Arkham City and then I played Arkham Asylum after, which is the first one.
The Joker's dead in this one.
Yeah, like the first opening scene is...
That's why. It's like I was like, damn, I killed the Joker.
I'm pretty sure he's like still around though. I haven't really beat Arkham Knight. I know, so the reason why I haven't beat it is because so I was at work one day and I got bored and like the Arkham Knight cinematic movie came on, which is basically someone doing a playthrough from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, just the basic playthrough, all the cinematic,
Extras.
cutscenes, and
Side missions in order, all that.
yeah. And so I was just like, oh, cool. I'm gonna watch it and be entertained. And then I watched it and I didn't want to play it because I knew how it ended.
Yep.
Which is why, like, I bought Spider-Man 2 years after it came out, and I refused to watch any of that because I wanted to like, play it and enjoy it, and because I learned my lesson, I didn't do that again.
Yeah. Well, I think that that game's pretty
Spider-Man?
yeah, it's pretty solid. Repetitive, but
Yeah, it's repetitive.
solid. Like, I hate that. Like, I want the same bad guys are everywhere. It's like, give me different bad guys. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think like. Speaking of like repetitive bad guys, I think the funniest thing about the Batman game was there'd always be that one bad guy that'd be like, "Yo, it's the Bat," and it's funny because like I make fun of that game, and then like because I had HBO Max for a little while, I rewatched the old animated series, and they literally took that as a clip from the cartoon show. I didn't notice.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like 'cause I thought that like oh, it's a brand new game. They're gonna hire all new voice actors to like do all like. No, they literally took this like, "Yo, it's the Bat, get him!"
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool because like, I didn't know that when I rewatched the cartoon. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I got it from that.
Right.
But then like when you play the game and it's just that one dude every time, like, you're in the shadows, you're like taking down these guys in the dark of night. They don't see you, but then that one dude sees you and he's like, every time. Yo, it's the Bat.
Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah.
And that like really bad like New York accent, and it's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Played out. It's fucking played out. You're killing him. All right.
Exactly.
You're killing him. You're grinding his gears over here. All right. Well,
yeah.
what are we at?
We're at 113.
113.
So this is the part of the show that I like to call shooting the shit. Now we're just talking about like just whatever. I mean, you went on vacation last week. How'd it go?
It was good. There was like, I don't know if there was like a Michael Vick property behind us or if there was like a dog hunting dog like facility. I don't know what it was, but these dogs, like 50 yards, 100 yards away through the woods, were barking every day, all day.
So where'd you stay exactly? You were up in the main.
It was like 25 minutes from the border of Canada.
Oh, okay. So
It
you
was
were
fucking up there. It was like a 7.5 hour drive on Eagle Lake, and it was pretty good. I'm never going that far ever again, though. Literally, the drive was just like
it killed you, right?
I just like lost a whole day both times. I was like, I ain't doing shit today. I'm just fucking, and then going grocery shopping and stuff too. When you get there, excuse me.
Well, I remember that one time we went camping. Well, camping, in that one town in New Hampshire, which was like
The one on the river.
Yeah, 3 or 4 hours away. That was cool, except for like the river was kind of rocky, and I forgot my flip flops.
It was rocky for sure. It's a river. It's not a beach.
Yeah,
so it makes sense.
Well, no, I get that, but like I was just dumb enough to forget my flip flops.
Well, I did too. Or I had shitty flip flops.
Yeah.
So it was like you need water shoes in that situation, some toe protection,
Yeah.
But yeah, that place was sick because like the place was just like off the chain. It was like,
kind of secluded. You
the
had
whole
like
house was like super nice. Though.
Yeah.
The kitchen was immaculate. I'm big on the fucking cooking, so it's got to be a nice kitchen. Right.
I remember Sean had to like leave the room because I was snoring so loud. He slept on the couch in the basement.
Yep. And I didn't even know you snored like that. You fell asleep on my couch a million times. I never fucking.
I think it's like a situational thing.
I never heard you snore once. But either way, great times up in Maine. Always a family vacation that I go on every year. Or it's been. I want to take my kids like to somewhere warm.
Yeah.
So they can enjoy like if you go to Florida, they're like just their wildlife is like way better. If I want to go fishing down there, we can go like archery fishing.
Yeah.
We can go like all these different things,
So I'm going to a more touristy spot in September. I'm going to like Orlando, but like depending on like what hotel I get, I can get like a park pass included in my hotel.
Yeah.
I've been there before. It's kind of cool, but I want to go because there's not that I'm going just for this one spot, but there's a spot in Orlando called shout out to the village hidden in the sauce. It's literally like a Naruto like noodle joint where like you can get the headbands and everything.
You've been there?
No, we looked it up. We wanted to go before COVID, but then COVID hit, so we couldn't go.
Or so you're going now?
So now we're going now. Yeah.
Word.
But I mean, while we're down there, might as well take advantage of like the warmer weather and the parks.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you gonna go to Universal?
Depending on like where I pick for the hotel, I think Universal is included. So yeah, probably like that'll be like
Universal is the dopest park, I think.
It has like the Harry Potter stuff, but like because Disney bought out Marvel, I'm like debating on having her buy like the Disney pass. So we can go to like the Avengers compound and see. Dude, I've seen it on Instagram, like freaking Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch. They walk around like it's like, and the funny thing is they kind of like, it's like a Walmart. I mean, it's like Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen, but they're pretty close. I'm just like, damn, like this is what they would look like if they were Disney-fied, because they kind of look nicer.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
But
I haven't been to Universal since I was like a fucking child, though. It's been a long time. I was like 14 or... No, I was younger than that, maybe like 12.
yeah, when I used to live in California, my dad would take us, but not often. I think I only went there twice. Once when I was like 8 and once when I was 10.
Yeah.
But we lived in California. It was like maybe a 2-hour drive.
Right.
Which is like, my dad likes to drive around, so it's like, it was just his thing to like get lost. Which I think I told you about that the other day. Like sometimes me and Kat just get lost and we find like really weird hole in the wall restaurants to stop at.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
And so
good old Bobby Parks Sr.
Yeah. Speaking of vets, he never saw action, but he was around during the Korean War, I believe, or was it the Gulf War? I think the Gulf War was in the 90s or late 80s, just before I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah, around there. I mean, I don't know my wars after 1, 2, Vietnam,
Desert
Storm, and then like I guess maybe the Afghanistan war, which was like,
right.
I get why they did it, but I get why they didn't have to do it too.
I mean, I don't even like getting the conversations about the wars, because honestly, like as a culture, I hate to say it, but war's kind of like our government's business. You know what I mean? We've been in war so much, it's like not even a joke. So it's like more than any other country on the planet.
Well, I mean, but it goes back to like our first conversation, why people take shit over for no reason.
Yeah. I don't even like at this point though. I feel like it's not taking over. Like there's nothing to take over anymore. I feel like the new world order, like that kind of thing. Not saying it's the new world order, but I'm just saying, like it, like corporate structure or corporate things like own the world. You know what I mean? Like if they want to make us do something, they just like give us a situation where we have to buy their things. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but like, so I've been like, because I know like last podcast you wanted to talk about like, let's talk about conspiracy theory stuff.
I always talk about conspiracy theory.
So I believe that war in general is a conspiracy theory where governments start wars so they can sell weapons to both sides, so that way they can continue to profit off of as long as the war goes on. Like right now, Ukraine's at war with Russia, and Russia started that, but because Ukraine isn't affiliated with anybody except for maybe like the United Nations, all of a sudden America wants to sell guns to Ukraine right during a recession when we're like the economy is about to collapse. It's kind of convenient, like.
Yeah. No, cause is definitely the reason for anything. You know what I mean? There is a cause.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not, there is something, a reason why people are places. You know.
And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying, like, if we're going to talk conspiracy theory, I'd rather float ideas out there than let them sit and brew my mind.
Want me to go real deep in the pool of conspiracy theory in Ukraine right now?
Sure. I mean, fuck it. Why not?
All right. So I saw this video the other day that is literally suggesting that Russia is only going after Ukraine and bombing the hospitals and stuff. And then because they're not bombing the hospital, they're bombing labs underneath that are doing crazy, like genetic, like studies on animals and shit.
So
and experiments.
So that is, I'm not gonna say disproven because it's been proven that one of the places that Russia bombed was a facility where they did the same experiments where the COVID virus came from. Not where that specific virus came from exactly, but the same research that they were doing in Wuhan was being done in that same facility in Ukraine. What they call it, gain of function research.
Okay. But what if there was labs underneath all of these places? Bobby, what if? And then they say Russians discovered a bunch of things on Egyptian religions and like whatever, or gods and sciences and all this shit, and they fucking are, because they discovered they're the only people who know, and these people in the Ukraine are basically committing like sacrilege or like basically like, I don't know. It's a weird fucking.
Well, so like that's where like a lot of those. So like I'm not. So like obviously like they went into this in Captain America with the Nazis experimenting on like supernatural stuff, but even like Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty, Black Ops, the first one, second one, and third one, they had a whole thing dedicated to zombies, like Nazi zombies, and it was like the Nazis were experimenting with supernatural like elements that they just found, and that's what created the zombie apocalypse.
Right.
So it's like it's not out of the realm because I'm pretty sure there was probably a. I mean, like when you're in warfare, you try to create the most advanced weaponry. Who's to say that back in the day, Nazis or whatever weren't experimenting with like weird things, just like
Egyptian whatevers.
Well, like
whatever.
so, like going back to like how you're saying that the Russians are experimenting with weird.
No, the Ukraine is.
Oh, Ukraine. Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why they're going after them. So they were trying to paint the picture that Russia wasn't bad, or wasn't the aggressor here. They were saying that there was reasons why they were there.
I get it.
Which,
I get you.
like I said, there's always a reason. We never know what those reasons are. But I had another sidebar. What the fuck?
I can tell you one of the reasons why Russia did it.
Why?
Because Ukraine used to be part of Russia, and then they split off when the in the 80s when the Berlin Wall came down and all of the Soviet Union got dissolved. Because the Soviet Union is kind of like America, where like there's Massachusetts, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona. The Soviet Union was like the different states part of the whole Russian government. And when the Soviet when the wall came down in the 80s, it was a literal representation of the dissolving of the Soviet Union. And so there's Russia now, and then there's all those small countries like I think Poland is Poland might be part of Germany. I can never like remember like Eastern Europe, but it was Russia, and then there's a few small countries now that have gone away from Russia, but they technically do still speak Russian. Like Ukraine is like Ukraine's its own language, but it is derived from Russian, and so part of the reason why Putin wanted to invade Russia is because Ukraine's so close to Russia, but they want to buddy up with the United States and United Nations and become its own country.
We need a
Of,
fact checker on this show.
dude, I've been kind of like following a lot of this, and it's because if Ukraine brings more of Western traditions to that part of the country, what's to stop Russia from having its own nationality, so to speak? Like their language would be a little watered down, their way of living would be a little more closer to ours, and they don't want to have anything to do with us. Like, well, they'll do business with us because business is business. That's all it is. Money's ones and zeros. But when you bring culture into it, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Ukraine used to be part of Russia. Now Ukraine wants to be its own thing. and if now Ukraine is its own thing but wants to be part of like the Western world, how long until Russia becomes? So that's why they want to invade Ukraine, because they want to bring them back into the Russian nation.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't know. It's kind of like crazy to think I'm going to take over a place just because we want us to stay alive. You know what I mean?
Well, think about it this way: what if Mexicans? And I'm not trying to be racist, but Mexico's like our closest country next to us, right? What if Mexicans came over and took over the United States? I'm pretty sure.
I get it, but we're a melting pot. That's why America is the greatest country in the world.
Yeah, but that's because America was designed to be that way. Other countries were designed to be Russia. Other countries were designed to be Italy. Other countries were designed to be Greece. I get it. And
their thoughts and beliefs clash a lot with
ours,
else,
and so they don't want to.
Everybody else, with everybody.
They don't want to be like us. They want to be homogenous, one nationality,
one
and that's
strong nation.
Yeah, like well, let's bring this back to some friendly territories, like Avatar. The Fire Nation wants to stay the Fire Nation. The Water Nation wants to stay the Water Nation. Then there's the Earthbenders, and then there's the Airbenders, which they killed off because air can defeat fire. Right. And it was smart to go after them first, and then go after water after. But yeah, so it's like that. It's like some people don't want to, like us. We're two different nationalities, but we get along because that's America. Most other countries don't want to get along in general,
right,
with other nationalities.
Yeah.
And that's how they survived for thousands and thousands of years, and that's how they're going to survive thousands and thousands of years. I'm not saying that we should like humanize the enemy, but if you can, if you know their game, you know how to defeat them.
Yeah, absolutely. God, I'm parched. Maybe.
Hey, you know what? Hand me one of them Wild Bill's black cherries.
No, Wild Bill's orange cream.
Ooh, I like the orange cream too. Yeah.
The perfect balance of orange and cream.
And it's tasty.
Tasty, and God, are those bubbles soft. Oh, savor that untamed flavor.
Wild Bill's Craft Beverage Company, now available wherever you want.
Yeah, on Wild Bill's Beverages, or drinkwildbills.com. Yeah, you American. If you're American, go to Wild Bill, drinkwildbills.com. Buy an Untamed pack.
Don't forget the Bomb Pop one, or what is it called?
Be the tip of the spear, the tip of the spear. Be the tip of the Bomb Pop.
So before we close out, is there anything else you want to talk about?
To be honest, Bobby, no, I don't. Just August 27th, we're having a veteran event. Anybody who would like to attend, hit up the Facebook. Email us at letfreedoming.usa@gmail.com. Any vets out there who would like some outdoor activities, go to newenglandventures.com/events, sign up with them. Got some other things coming up with the Leathernecks MC that I'm going to be talking about next time. Maybe we'll be drinking Granite Roots over the topic. Other than that, I think we're...
And to close out, my question for the audience.
Question.
Does the multiverse exist? Yes or no? Leave your comments in the comment section below.
Next week's topic is going to be, are we in a simulation?
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. Oh, dude, I got in an argument with Sean. An argument.
All right, let's save it for the next one.
That was that 7-hour ride we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
But Live for Your Pod.
Live for Your Pod.
Episode 5. Complete.
Signing off.
Signing off. Drink Wild Bills.
All right.